Hey guys, thanks for joining us today for Parker Group Live. And we wanted to kind of discuss a question that we get frequently from people who are looking to build a new home on a lot or to consider purchasing a lot. And it seems like it's a big mystery for people about septic systems and kind of how that process works and what you need to do in order to find out what type of septic system you're going to need and what that process looks like. So Rachel's going to talk to you a little bit about that today.
Yep, so when you're purchasing a lot, there are basically 3 steps you need to keep in mind that you will need to go through in order to get to the point of installing a septic system. And the first one is what's called the site evaluation. A lot of people also call this the perk test or a soil evaluation, soil test. All those describe step 1 of this process. And ideally, when you're purchasing a lot, you would know this before you settle on that lot, because this factor can have a big impact on how much cost is going to go into your septic system. So what happens with this is you pay a soil scientist, and of course you want to make sure they are licensed with the state of Delaware, to come out and do a soil test on your lot. And all they'll do is drill some holes on different locations throughout the property and see what the soils look like and how quickly water can drain in those soils. What they will then report, or create, I should say, is what's called the soil evaluation or the site evaluation. And that will tell you what type of septic system you can put on that property. And they may even tell you that on this part of the property you could do a full depth gravity system, best case scenario. But on this part of the property you would have to do a sand mound system, which is the most expensive type of septic system. So at that point, once you're done that, you know what type of septic. Like I said, most of the time you're going to find this out before you actually settle on a piece of land. That report gets submitted to the state of Delaware and DENREC approves the report. So that's step 1. Step 2 is that you actually contract with a licensed septic designer in the state of Delaware. And that person will use the soil evaluation that's already been approved by the state of Delaware to draw your septic field. So they'll draw out where it's going to sit in relation to your house and where the drain field will go and design it exactly to the criteria put forth by the soil evaluation. That design, again, step 2, gets submitted to the state of Delaware. Once DENREC has approved your site design, that's when you are generated what is called your septic permit. And that's them saying, we like the way this is designed, it does fit the criteria of what we're looking for, it has enough capacity for the house that you want to build, because they actually base it off of how many bedrooms are going to be in the home. And so once that's approved, you can take your permit, and the final step is to find a licensed contractor that can physically put that septic system in and build it to the specs provided by the designer. So that's basically the process from start to finish. There are fees associated at each step of the way, but the number 1 takeaway I would give you if you are in the hunt for land is make sure that if a site evaluation has not yet been done on the property you're looking at, you want to make sure that's a contingency, that it's done before you settle on it, because you don't want to find out as a surprise later down the road that you have a $25,000 bill for your septic.
Yeah, and if you're building in town or in a place that has public or private sewer or water, then that's not something you need to worry about.
Then ignore everything we just said.
But if you're out in the country, most likely you're going to need a septic system, and so these are some things to consider. And we get this question frequently. So if you have any more specific questions about this topic or any other topic, let us know, comment below, or send us a private message. We also did want to remind you as well that we will be this week for our Get Local at Obie's in Rehoboth around 4 o'clock on Thursday. So around 4 o'clock on Thursdays, come join us at Obie's in Rehoboth this week. We will do our Get Local live on Facebook. We hope to see you there. Thanks.
Thanks. Have a great day.